Chapter 1. Here I am at another hunt for me. These fools are hunting ghosts as they think. Ha! Surprise, surprise, we are millions strong, just most of us are no longer interested in your life. When I was alive, as they call it, I had to go here, do this, pay this, work this, bow to my boss, look the other way with untruths, the life. I was not an unfriendly person, I tried to be liked by everyone. Never gave much thought to ghosts, went to church once in a while and tried to be honest. But, one day just short of my 90th birthday, I woke up and I was floating. I wasn't walking on the ground, I was walking sort of, but flailing my arms. There was no pain, no light, nothing, just a void. As I got used to this odd feeling, I found that I could hear voices. There were no faces, but the voices were far away, so I thought. I moved toward the voices and realized I was at my funeral. There were many people there talking about me and my family. I laughed as my Uncle Harry spoke about me. He had always hated me and now he said I was the best person he had ever known. Yeah, that's a good one. Just as I was getting used to my funeral, I found myself in a field. The field looked familiar. Yes, it was the field where I used to play when I was a child. There was my friend Sandy, she was only 8 years old. I looked down at myself and there I was, a child once again. Sandy was picking flowers and we hugged as we saw each other once again. She had been dead for years and I had always missed her. It was then that I heard the horn, the familiar horn that my daddy used to blow when it was time for me to come home. There I was back in my old family room with my mom, dad and sister. The chatter was lively and no one had anything to say about me being there. I was accepted and my dad and mom were so young. My sister and I both were adults too. It was as if we were now all adults. Just as I was getting used to being back in my childhood home, I found myself standing over a crib. There in the crib was my firstborn son, Mark. He was so cute and looking up at me to make his world right. I picked him up and began to sing. As I looked up, I saw my husband, who I had lost some 40 years before. He was smiling at me and holding our firstborn son. There was 7 years between my two sons. How could this be? I then reached over to give a hug to my hubby when I realized that he was now holding my daughter. She was still alive, as was my oldest son. I didn't understand. But, everyone smiled at me and I found myself in the home I belonged. Here in my home, I had another chance to fix what I had always felt I had done wrong in my life. Here, I felt that everything was set up for perfection. Here I learned that what I truly wished would come true. That is why I was bouncing around from place to place, because I had not found the place I wanted to be. This was going to be different, I thought to myself. Time has no meaning here, none at all. I was wondering to myself about Sandy. She and I had at one time done some ghost hunting. We weren't very good at it. As I was wondering about what it would be like to be the hunted, I found myself at one of my most favorite haunts in western Massachusetts. Bang, there I was at the mansion once again. Oh, this time it was very different. Everyone I had ever tried, and more as a matter of fact, were there in the bedroom of the owner. The room was so full some of us actually were sitting in the laps of the ghost hunters. Psychic yet, the lady had me in her lap and Sandy yelling in her ear, and she just kept on talking. Can you turn the flashlight on? It has a loose connection, move around, it will go off and on. I have a K2 meter, can you light the lights? Well, I am waving my hand on it. Everyone is in front of it and guess what, it doesn't light up. Finally, the group left and our RP group started really talking. Finally it was decided that with a lot of power and concentration we would manage to move an object. It would take some work, but we could do it. Off to another bedroom about 50 of us went. Once again there was no room, thank God I don't have to breathe anymore. Sandy and I laughed as we watched the people jump when the pinwheel moved. Instantly I was back at home with my husband and children, who were now 10, 8 and 6. This apparently was my wish. And so on goes my afterlife.